This will be a day long remembered. First, we travel all the way to the new Lucas headquarters to shoot the Sith with the Darth Vader and Emperor Palpatine. Plus, we find out just what else we owe to George Lucas besides our incurable fetish for metal bikinis and head tentacles. And finally, our Star Wars celebration culminates with a Princess Leia and Gore Baka getting revenge on DV Doomsday. Now continue with the attack of the show. You may fire when ready.
Pick up on this.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. What day is it anyway?
Tuesday.
It's Tuesday!
Tuesday, yes, of course it's Tuesday.
And that means DV Tuesday.
That's right. That's
It also means the Lush is back.
Lush. Oh,
Kevin.
what a brilliant invention, Miss Lane.
I know.
How do you do it?
I don't know. I just thought, you know, I'm trying to drink more on the show. How can I bring that in? Why not build a segment around what I love to do most?
You're good. You're good. And we all appreciate you
And
for it.
everybody was like, that's a great
That's a
idea,
great idea.
Sarah.
Let's do that. Drink more.
Freaking awesome. But anyway, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
Yeah?
I'm tired, but I'm going to be energetic.
Tired
I'm
yet good?
I'm excited because there's something that I discovered, and I want to plug it real quick. It's
Oh boy.
It's nothing. No. It's
Is
nothing.
it a group called Dredge?
It's not a group called Dredge.
Oh, okay, then I'm
It's
interested.
almost that good. No. I was at a club called Good Hurt on Friday. I go there all the time, listen to some bands, and a CD was passed to me, and it's called "You Wished You Heard It Yesterday."
Is it
And-
one of these like, hey dude, take this, it's really awesome?
Oh, pretty much, yeah. It came with some pills
Keep it
and
low.
some
Yeah.
powder.
All right.
No, it's just a compilation of like LA underground artists and stuff like that, and it's put out by a band called Woven, yada yada. They have a MySpace. I'm gonna put a link to it in the show notes after the show because it's. You know when you discover good new music?
I love
like,
that
I've been having a
feeling.
lull for
Yes.
the longest time, and I haven't really been getting like good new bands. And now, thanks to this sampler and
You're
a bunch of
into
other
it,
stuff,
and
like,
it was free, and somebody just gave it
someone
to
just
you
gave it to
at
me,
this
and
club,
there's a
it's
show
like,
tonight for
Oh.
people that are in Los Angeles or in the area.
which is probably not many of you.
Maybe 12 of all 24 of you watching.
Well, yeah.
And
You've got fans all over the world, Kevin.
at the Key Club tonight.
At the Key Club. huh?
Sputnik Monroe is the band that I saw on Friday that blew me away. The great stage show. So I'm going tonight. It's a free show, all ages, and it starts at 8. So with that little business out of the way, we now continue.
Let's continue with the show.
All right.
See you at the rock show later.
Are you coming?
Or Kevin will.
You're not.
Nah.
Yeah. All right. There is. I know you're going to be at home playing The Lost Coast, right?
Absolutely.
Exactly.
I am.
Half-Life 2, came out a while back, and then they were promising this new Lost Coast thingy with this high def or HDR, high definition imagery.
And now the thingy has arrived.
It's not high def. I'm like high def. It's high dynamic range. It's like dynamic range lighting. Anyway, yes, it has arrived.
High def would have. It sounded right.
Yeah, I know, but I was like, I had to go back and at least correct it.
Hey, you gotta be...
It's out now. It's finally out. It's been out for a few days now. We just haven't had the time or a chance to really show it off. So here it is. And now, if you watch like the sun effect here as I turn into the sun, see the way it kind of adjusts like a human eye would, although a little bit more dramatically.
Sure.
It really makes light reflect off
It kind of
objects.
does it how my camera phone does when I point at the sun.
Yeah, the shutter's
Same
adjusting.
idea.
It's going, oh, wait.
It's like a camera eye.
It's a little bright. It takes it down a notch or two.
Can you shoot the birds that you see in the sky?
You can shoot the birds. You
That's
absolutely can
awful.
shoot the birds.
But kind of fun.
Hold on, wait, I can't even see. Hold on.
There it is.
Hold on. Nope. All right. Well, it also has, one of my favorite things about it is
Sure
the
don't
fact
have
that,
a very good aim there.
well, it's, Uggam is such a fast and responsive, oh, crossbow the damn seagull. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to crowbar that. Come back here. No.
Just club him.
What's really great is that it also comes with director's commentary, which is very cool. It's
Oh,
kind
so
of like,
this is like special feature DVD kind of a thing.
and it's one of the coolest things. In fact,
What do they say?
well, for example,
Okay.
here's a floating speech balloon. You walk up to it, you press your use
With
key.
conventional rendering seen here on the
Gary
left,
McTaggart
it's
is now
something on the
talking to me
screen
about
that's
fixed
20%
aperture
reflective,
versus
wet sand,
high dynamic
and the
range.
And now, Kevin, this is the sort of thing that you want to know about, and I know that there are a lot of other people who go, oh, wow, I would really want to know how they built this particular scene.
Yes, 'cause,
so
like,
this
for
is
me-
really great, like free insider tips.
Yeah, I don't care that like a PA tripped over a light stand in the scene of a movie. Like that's the kind of director's commentary that I really just don't give to.
It was the funniest thing.
You should have been there, Marty. He was everywhere. He tripped over a
Our
sandbag.
PA has since been fired.
But listening to a level designer talk about why they made a pathway arc a certain way, or how a certain arena is designed to let you explore it before you get ambushed by people, is really compelling. In fact, I'll say it now, I will go back and I'd be happy to pay to have this kind of commentary included with the original Half-Life 2.
Yeah?
Yeah, like with the single-player version of Half-Life 2. So please, Gabe, Valve, everybody. He said email him if you like the idea. If you're into
You
that
guys
sort
like
of
the
thing,
idea?
email them because I'd
it
love
can
to.
happen. Family
I'd love
Guy
to know about
style.
that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I want to hear what they're going through when the Strider first comes out in the game and starts blasting people.
You know, there's a Lost Coast in Northern California in Humboldt County.
Is there? Does
But
it have high dynamic range lighting?
No, and it doesn't look like that.
No speech bubbles
A
floating
little
around?
more green.
Okay.
Okay, so Kevin, talking about things that we're into, how many remotes do you have in your home? And be honest.
Currently, I probably have like 5.
Yeah,
Just
I
about.
have like 4 that I use on any regular basis. And anytime anybody comes over and they want to turn on the, I'm like, no, wrong remote. No,
Yeah.
oh shoot.
They try to turn up the volume and they end up
You've
like the
turned
neighbor's
off
house
my
is now-
satellite.
Yeah.
It's a real problem. The Nevo SL. This is by Universal Electronics. Take a look at this guy here. This is sort of one of your alternatives if you want to go to the mono remote life.
Right, universal remotes. Now,
Universal remotes.
I
there's a lot of
bought
them.
like a Pronto Neo ages ago for my dad who has like 24 remotes. And he doesn't even actually own 24 components. It's like he's got remote envy with the neighbors.
Yeah.
And it was complicated. It was frustrating. And even just getting it to recognize certain devices was a hassle.
Well, the Nevo SL obviously is designed not to be complicated and frustrating. The whole point is to have everything accessible from this guy. It's got a nice color screen, so that's fun.
Very nice. And it's a touch screen too, right?
It's a touch screen. Yeah, it's a touch screen. You can use the stylus wherever you want. Uses infrared to control your home entertainment devices.
Nice.
Okay, so that's how it's talking to them. But it also uses Wi-Fi to control, like digital media on your computer. So let's say, for example, I'm sitting in the living room. I've
Right.
got my remote.
Clearly
and I want
too drunk to stand up and stumble over the
Too
PC.
drunk to stand up, as usual.
I know the situation.
Yeah, you've done that.
Yeah, you're an
and
alcoholic.
you want to change something on iTunes in your computer in the guest room.
Okay.
I'm actually like explaining what I did last
Yes,
night.
you
Like,
are. You're
I
going
want
through
to
it.
change in the guest room.
So let's say you're in the middle of Desperate
So you're doing that,
Housewives
and you can do that all from this little guy because you're just talking via Wi-Fi. Now you can say what kind of how are you going to set it up? How is it going to know your devices? It's got a built-in list of variety of devices here.
Okay.
Otherwise, you connect it to your computer, you set it up, you download
Sure.
some driver type of thing. $800. I'll save that till the end because
Yeah.
while
That's-
it's
People on
got
our
a lot
staff,
of
by the way,
features.
they were like, what's this is cool. What is $800?
I know.
It's cool. It's like it
What
had
does
the
it
avian
do?
flu.
Drive your car for you? Yeah, so it's $800, and you think, on one hand, that sounds like so much money.
Right.
But on the other hand, if it's going to be here for a while and it gets rid of all the stuff, it really makes your life easier.
It is featured. It does have the Wi-Fi. It does have a nice colored touchscreen, and that's what universal remotes tend to run.
And it is very
so
pretty. So
it is nice. But now you can lose the
The
remote
choice is
and
yours.
the stylus for an extra, $800. You got something else to lose.
Who doesn't have $800 just burning a
Clearly.
hole?
Halo. What comes to mind when I say Halo, Sarah?
Fighting, LAN parties.
Keep going. Nudity.
Oh, no, not nudity.
That is why this is the most amazing photo bucket that anybody has ever pasted
God.
onto the internet.
Do I have to look at naked people right now?
They're not fully naked. Don't worry. It's a topless Halo LAN party that some
there-
folks have.
Oh!
Look at that. Now apparently,
Now, Kevin,
no, the guys got the shirts and the skins teams wrong, and I'm a little disappointed by that because clearly they're
maybe the
missing
girls
the
are
mark.
bottomless and you just can't see it.
No, unfortunately they're not.
Oh,
It would
because
be-
there's more pictures?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, girls, this is not topless.
This
I
is
mean,
not.
I've been to a topless bar, and that's not what they look like.
Not at all. But if you see the nice reflections in the glasses of all the boys in the background, they're very happy to have actual females.
These people look
There they are
really
playing Halo.
stoked.
They're actually playing Halo, so it did exist.
What?
And,
No, she's
oof.
climbing. Oh, now she's posing.
A little busted. But then there's this guy here. No, this guy here. I don't know what's going on there with the ribcage, but I thought not Halo. This guy did not remind me of Halo. Let's go back. We look at him. Doom. You see that? Hold on. It's the dude from Doom.
Wow.
Huh?
He's I want to say he's looking better, but he really isn't. Breasts.
Sort of. All right.
Topless, almost topless Halo party. What do you say?
You say,
should we?
Amen. Thank you, Lord.
Thank you,
and,
Lord.
And you print them out and you enjoy them.
All right. Well,
That's what you do.
That's what we do. Our guest today, Kevin, and those viewers at home, is Michael Rubin, the author of Droid Maker. So you can ask him anything about the early days of Lucasfilm, George Lucas,
Yes.
except where George Lucas buys his final shirt. Some things just
You don't-
George just doesn't want to share that kind
Nope.
of stuff. So you can do all of this by calling in today, and the number is 800-839-7880. You can also email us.
Yes, we have a web form at attackoftheshow.com.
A web form because we are cutting edge.
We are internet enabled, my friends.
attackoftheshow.com/ask-us.
And of course, you can chat with us in our IRC chat room as well. Just go to chat.g4tv.com. And some lucky viewers You're going to be receiving some Office Space DVDs. Look at
I
that.
love Office Space DVDs.
Flare
Can I
included.
have one, or?
Yeah, go for it. You're a lucky viewer. There you go.
Cool.
Now all of this was just an appetizer, okay? The meat, the main course, if you will, has yet to
An
come.
aperitif.
It was an appetizer. When we come back, we're going to go ahead and bring you DV Tuesday, okay? Super. Oh, but first, since we've got so much Star Wars stuff to talk about today, let's take a sneak peek at the future of the franchise.
Where the fun begins.
Hold and cue the dogfight. Yep, bring in the X-Wing. Bring in the X-Wing, very good, very nice on the left, and the TIE Fighter on the right. TIE Fighter on the right, please. On the right, TIE Fighter on the right. Thank you, and that's dogfight. And dogfight, and barrel roll, and corkscrew. Corkscrew again, and left, right, fake him out, loop-de-loop, corkscrew, 3 corkscrews in a row, hat trick corkscrew. And the TIE Fighter down and to the left. More feeling. TIE Fighter, I am not feeling it. I'm not feeling it. I'm not immersed. I need to feel it. This is Star Wars. Star Wars. My dream, my focus. X-Wing, nice job. You're doing a very good job. Thank you.
It's DV Tuesday! No! Chris Gore, you're with us again.
I'm back. I'm
Can
back.
you do a no as good as that now?
No, not as good as that. That was awesome. Wow.
Thanks. Well,
Major lungs on
kind
you.
of been working.
That's good.
Working on it.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
All right, so let's just get right
lot of
into
good
it. The no is directly related to something that comes out today. We're very excited about it. Star
Yes.
Wars, Revenge of the Sith, third one.
Okay, cool. So we're gonna talk about that. Let's talk about it.
I
Let's talk about
guess.
it.
Are we supposed to?
Yes, yeah. Of course, this is to me this is the best of the prequel films,
Okay.
right? I mean, this is the one we get to see all the great stuff we've been waiting to see. Obi-Wan and Anakin duel. He gets chopped up. More romance. Actually, I've not been waiting to see more romance, but
Yeah, we had enough.
yeah, but what's cool about this, and this is true of the other Star Wars DVDs, is when you load it loads up a custom menu screen each time. I think it revolves between 3 different planets, so there's different themes depending on, it just randomly picks one of the menus. Lot of extras on this in terms of behind the scenes. There's,
And you'd expect nothing less.
Yes,
from
web
an epic.
featurettes. Yeah, but there's a documentary called Within a Minute where they actually detail exactly what goes into creating 1 minute of Star Wars, which is 1 minute from the duel at the end, which is pretty amazing. I mean, like over 2,000 people actually worked on this one sequence in one form or another. Everything from makeup, digital effects, wardrobe. I mean, it's unbelievable what goes into the making of these movies. Commentary on the disc is fairly interesting.
Okay.
Lucas actually admits, like, hey, Star Wars is based on all these cheesy serials from the 40s, including the acting.
Right.
Which I thought was him kind of apologizing for some of the bad acting. Other interesting insights, he says that Palpatine is based on Nixon when, in the 70s when he tried to get the Constitution changed so he could run for a 3rd term.
Interesting.
So Palpatine's kind of based on Richard Nixon, among other interesting insights.
Well, it sounds like the DVD has a lot of stuff going for it as far as content.
There's a lot of content, but I would have to say, honestly, it's the best film. It's not the best DVD of the other, comparing it to all
Okay.
the other DVDs.
All right.
So
With
what?
that all said,
Yes.
dun dun dun.
Well, a Sith does not deal in absolutes, but you're asking for one, so I have to say it's a buy.
All right, Chris.
It's a buy.
We're out of the gate.
Yes, you have to. I mean, you have to have this to kind of complete the collection on your shelf. So,
I think so.
There you go.
I think so. Revenge of the Sith, it's a buy. Moving on now to Saw the Uncut Edition.
Great. Now this DVD.
I'm almost afraid to know what the uncut edition would be like.
Well, it's yeah. I don't know if you saw it in the theater, but this is a gory movie, and
Oh.
the uncut
Oh.
edition,
It's
more
just-
gore, lots more gore. Not
Because
me
it's-
gore,
because it's,
actual gore that you want to see.
It's the thing
So,
they couldn't show you. In the
Yeah, in
theaters.
fact, not any real extra scenes in this film, but what you'll see is a lot of extra blood and guts. So yeah, just tons of extra blood and guts. Behind the scenes stuff, there's actually 2 commentaries on this DVD. One by the writer-director and Carrie Elways, another one by the producers. The behind the scenes is really interesting, talking about how these guys got the money, how they got the film made.
It's a real Cinderella story
And
of sorts.
the packaging is really cool too. Someone throw me the packaging from over there. But there's like a ton of extra stuff. There's a ton of extras on it that are just amazing, make it so worthwhile, including the original short film that actually helped them get the money. The footage we're actually looking at now is from the short that's also on the second disc on this DVD set. That I mean, it's just like in terms of the look, in terms of the acting, in terms of the story. It's just like Saw the movie. Which you think about it, Saw. If you think about what the theme is, it's about we should appreciate life. And check out this. You got to look at this. Check that out. Get a little close in on that. You got to see. It's very. Do you see that blood?
Oh,
look at that.
yeah.
I love it.
So, Chris,
Yeah,
I get a feeling that you're pretty giddy over this DVD. Are we heading for a certain bottom line here that I think we're heading for?
Yes, this is definitely a buy. Not,
All right,
not just
two
because of the
buys.
content.
2 for 2.
The menus on this DVD are scary. That's how good this DVD is.
All right.
Scary menus, good stuff.
All right, Saw, the uncut edition is a buy. Moving on now to Office Space, the special edition with flair.
Right. Now, this film is a classic. I mean, for anyone that's ever worked in a cubicle, this is a battle cry to rebel.
It is anyone who's ever worked in a corporate office of any kind gets every joke.
Yeah, so
because they know that guy.
Yeah, they know that guy. Yeah, you know what I'm talking about, Gary Cole.
sorry about
that
Yeah,
badass.
yeah. I'm gonna need you to move on now, Chris.
Yeah. So, okay, so on the disc, I got to tell you, there's not a lot on this disc. There's no commentary. There's a featurette that's cobbled together from footage from the EPK, in which Mike Judge kind of talked about his intention in making the movie.
I see a lot of
whatnot.
EPKs, and I know that it's usually not the most riveting of material.
It's not real riveting interviews, unfortunately. I mean, they did the best they could with the footage that they had.
Yeah.
They're really touting this as, oh, it's the amazing There's not a lot on it. I mean, it's pretty much, you've got this doc, you've got 8 deleted scenes, which are kind of cool. I mean, there's some cool deleted scenes on it.
Well, frankly, I'm a little disappointed. I hear flair, and I want something good.
Yeah, I was actually extremely disappointed in this DVD. I mean, it's a colossal disappointment because, they're touting as this big special edition. There's nothing on it. 1 behind the scenes, 8 deleted scenes, that's it. I mean, you really want to get the commentary or other people talking about it. It's not there.
All right, so bottom line?
Bottom line, here's what's weird about it. It's such a great movie. It's such a great movie. It's
Chris,
one of those.
you're blowing my mind right now.
It's such a great movie. Buy it. But if you already own it, don't waste your time. But if you don't have it in your collection,
Buy
this
this
is
one.
it's desert island material. You gotta have this as part of your DVD collection.
Chris, we're buying across the board here.
I know.
That is crazy. I don't even know we've ever done this.
I know.
Okay.
It's one of those times of the year where lots of great DVDs come out, and I end up spending a lot of money myself. So,
I know,
cool.
as I do too. Okay, real quick, you got anything else?
We got
behind the curtain?
Little behind the curtain thing is, if you didn't get this, you definitely want to pick this up. It's the Revenge of the Sith soundtrack, but it also comes with a free DVD, 70 minutes, 16 music videos, 5.1 sound. You've got Ian McDiarmid, the Emperor himself, actually doing these intros, and it chronicles all the major themes from Star Wars into little musical vignettes. I don't even want to call them music videos, musical vignettes.
Gotcha.
And it's fantastic. So if you didn't know about the DVD, the free DVD, pick it up.
Pick it up. All right, thanks, Chris. Thanks for being here. We'll see you again, same time, same place next Tuesday.
Tuesdays, yeah.
Visit filmthreat.com or chrisgore.com for much more gore. And today we're going to give away Revenge of the Sith soundtracks, as Chris mentioned, to our callers and chatters, signed by John Williams himself. Super cool. The show will return right after the break now, despite the rumors. Don't listen to them. And when it does, the Lush will give me a chance to get to the bottom of a very important case of gin. No, just kidding. It'll actually be a different kind of liquor, not gin. Eat, drink, and be merry. Well, one out of the 3 ain't bad. It's the Lush,
Yes!
Kevin. Yay!
About time.
I
I've
know.
been waiting for this for the last
Since last
7 days.
Tuesday,
Yeah, pretty much.
So, Kevin, one of the things about being a lush that's important, it's a fine line you walk between feeling good about yourself and feeling really, really bad up here.
Oh, sure.
The next day.
Absolutely.
So we're going to start off with the featured lush site today. It is called hungover.net, and it actually sounds like it's, where you would swap stories about horrible times, but it's actually a place where people go to find out how to not be hungover.
Oh, sweet.
I know. So
we had someone call in last week, and
extremely helpful.
We gave out our cures, and everybody else was sending in all theirs. So it sounds like this is the site for them.
And to be quite honest, I really haven't mastered the art of not being
me
hungover.
neither.
It's really hard. It's hard to do. So what you can do is there's a variety of suggestions. People can write in certain things.
Are there crazy ones? Or they're like
well, some guy says lots of orange juice, like 3 oranges, 1 lemon, a long shower, and lots of sex.
Yeah, that's normally how
Seems to work out for him.
Yeah.
Another guy, he's from Bondi, Australia. This is a very good tip. He says, when I'm out, I take the top from every beer I drink. So either the top of the can or the cap, put it in my pocket. When I get home, however many I have to drink that many glasses of water.
Oh.
And that's the only way that I'm going to live.
That's a nice little trick.
Isn't that a
I
nice
dig
little
that.
trick?
Yeah, because water
you're supposed to be
does help.
drinking water for every beer, and you're never going to do it while you're out and about because you'd be in the bathroom all night not having a good time. Anyway, hungover.net. It's a great place to try not to be hungover.
Hey,
now,
Sarah, let's get to the drinking, please.
Let's get to the drinking.
Can we do that
okay,
now?
today, Kevin. Last week it was Sierra Nevada. It was beer. It was simple.
Good choice.
Good beer, good choice. Today we're gonna make something.
All right.
We've got some liquor. We've got a blender. We've got some ice. This is all fun.
Can I drink straight from the bottle?
Fun. No.
Oh,
no.
okay.
Because we're gonna make something, and
All
you're
right.
gonna help me. You're gonna be my little cooking assistant. Are you
sweet.
ready?
Do I get a badge? A hat?
No, you don't actually get
Special
anything.
shirt?
You don't get anything,
Okay,
but you
all right.
will get a drink when it's all done. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a little ice in the blender to start off.
All right.
And you're going to learn about something called a pink squirrel. Now, a pink squirrel is
I've given one of those
created
before.
from a variety of liquor. For example, 1 ounce creme de something called Noya.
Noya?
I'm not a French person, so I'm hoping I say that right. Tablespoon white cream de cacao. That's sort of the chocolatey stuff.
All right, so you
Tablespoon of light cream. And ice to taste. You got an ounce there?
I got 1 ounce of the cream
Pour it on in. Pour it on into the blender.
Done.
You got a tablespoon of the creme de cacao
All right,
here.
we're going creme de. Okay,
Yeah,
sounds good.
yeah.
There's some.
Tablespoon now. Now don't go
1
crazy.
tablespoon.
It's
Yeah, I'm
very
there. I'm
important
there.
that you do this right.
Yeah. Well, sometimes I just like a little splash.
Oh
You
gosh!
just gotta get a little
You're
kick.
ruining my pink
You just gotta
squirrel!
kick it up a notch. What's this here?
Tablespoon of whipping cream
Jeez,
here.
all right, all
Light
right.
cream, whipping
now, what,
cream,
is it, now,
half
is this a
and
girly
half.
drink? Because a pink squirrel sounds like some.
Kevin, everything
girly
you drink
drink
is
is.
pink. And I'm just going to add my own little splash of grenadine because grenadine makes the world go round.
All right.
Grenadine, is made from the juice of pomegranates.
I did not know that.
Now you do.
right.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and blend it up.
All right, let's
This
see
is
it.
a drink here. Go ahead and stir it.
Pink squirrel, ladies and gentlemen, right there.
All right, are you ready?
Yes. Oh.
Would you like to
So
pour
pull the
honors
hair
here?
out of it.
Pink squirrel. Now, I've been told by a member of our very staff that the pink squirrel closely resembles strawberry
Strawberry what?
shake.
Strawberry shake. All right. So that's
Milkshake.
and that's where you heard about this the pink squirrel from someone on the old staff.
I actually did. I won't name names
Cheers.
because this is very girly and it was a boy. But bottoms up.
Oh yeah. Hold on.
Oh my
That
God.
is good. That
Isn't
is
that
good.
good?
I wouldn't mind ordering that.
I wouldn't either. Delicious.
to you, Lush.
Pink squirrel, cheers to you as well.
Yeah.
Now, we don't have time for a drinking game today.
Oh, that's all right. Can I drink it
Drinking
anyway?
game today. You can certainly drink
Sweet.
it. We're just not going to play a game.
still win.
But it involves cards, and I'll put the rules of the game on the website so you guys don't feel totally left out. You can have fun with the Lush links. So go to attackashow.com and get all the information. So that's it. You don't have to go home, but you can't actually stay here.
Oh.
Get the hell out.
All right. Well, no, wait, no. But hurry back, Lushketeers.
yeah, right.
Because the feed will
There's
stagger
more.
through another round of news, and it came from eBay, puts the whole notion of free trade into question. But before...
Man.
It's good, right? Thanks for
Oh,
tasty.
mercy.
Before we get to that, the ever-inventive George Lucas, it's not done yet.
Now you will experience the full power of the dark side.
And hold and bring in the shockers. Shockers, surround the audience. Surround the audience and move in for the shock. Audience, you are immersed. You are in the footsteps.
Welcome back to the show. Do yourself a favor. Just go and hug your television and imagine it's me. I need a hug. I'm lonely. We still have It Came From eBay coming up, so you haven't missed out. And let me take this time to remind you that this week's Boost Mobile live band is Super Creep.
Ow! Woo! Ow!
Now, if it's been frozen in a chunk of ice for more than 40 years, odds are it came from eBay. You like? I was.
You were you.
Stormy on the surface,
But
calm
very,
underneath.
very subdued, almost.
Kind of creepy.
It was
All
like
right.
a wax figurine.
We're diving right in.
Okay.
Part the eBay C.
All right.
Here we go. Hooters in space. And I'm not talking about zero-G silicone. I'm talking about an actual Hooters menu signed by some lovely Hooters girls that made it up into the International Space Station thanks to some Russian cosmonaut. There's a photo of it floating in zero-G. There's some ladies holding it. It is a menu. You can bid.
Were the ladies in the International Space Station
They
also?
were not. They
oh,
signed
I was
the menu.
confused.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
But thanks to the fact that there is no gravity, there's not a single stain on it. So, $9,999, zero bids.
Oh well.
Should I not have gone there? All right, moving on.
I think it's genius.
4 life-size Clydesdale fiberglass horses. Do what you will, Sarah. I'm not judging you. But there's 4 of them, and they are literally... Oh, I clicked the wrong thing. Hold
Isn't fiberglass that stuff where it gets in your lungs and it cuts you? Isn't that fiberglass?
I think it is.
Okay, so they're
I think it
super
is.
dangerous kind of thing.
Well, yeah, but don't saw into them. You know, when you're boring your hole for the
Just
silicone
don't touch
implant.
them. They're just... And they're big, too.
Look at them. Look at it in comparison. Like, this would be the most intimidating lawn ornament ever. They're from an Oktoberfest from 1970.
Wait
They're
a
literally
second.
life-size
Oh my
horses.
gosh, I have a great idea. Buy
What's
them
up?
for Christmas and dress them up as reindeer.
Yeah, how amazing would that be?
How amazing.
Done and done. All right, we only have time for one more. $12,000, zero
right,
bids.
all right.
And finally, we'll end up with Angelina Jolie potato chip lips. 1 bid for 99 cents, but you can have your own potato chip lips.
I'm confused.
That's well, see those potato chips there?
Oh, those represent her huge,
Her giant lips.
grossly exaggerated
There they are.
choppers. Yeah.
It's kind of like, think of it as a Halloween decoration. You know, once you pop, you can't stop.
So these are chips
Angelina's
that can be
lips.
inserted into any mouth to...
Or,
the chips
I mean,
are for sale.
Any orifice if you want to be that dangerous. But yes, Angelina Jolie.
See, now, I'm afraid that they wouldn't do well because you could just use this with your own chips and you wouldn't have to buy their chips.
True. Well, there is one
You
bid.
know?
There is one bid
Oh,
for
all right.
99 cents.
Well, you know what?
Someone's going to be
Good
very
for
happy.
you, dude. Good for you.
Dude, you freak. There you have it. Always expect the unexpected when it came from eBay. Now, if all goes according to plan, the feed should start the minute I stop talking.
These days, you expect a certain amount of copy protection on your CDs, but are you ready for a CD that hacks your computer? Two sources, UK news site and The Register and tech sites Marxist Internals blog, are reporting that Sony CDs secretly install what are known as rootkits onto your computer. Now, normally rootkit refers to malware used by hackers to gain control of a person's computer, but it seems Sony Music has adopted this nefarious system to ensure you can't copy their CDs. In fact, if you attempt to remove the rootkit by conventional means, it reportedly disrupts Windows' ability to play CDs at all. So, now not only do you have to worry about scam artists, you have to worry about being hacked by Franz Ferdinand. Let's just shut off our computers and go back to writing things down, okay? Now, speaking of getting screwed over music, Sprint Nextel announced yesterday that it's opening a music store for cell phones. Oh, it's the first of its kind, and already people hate it. Why? Because Sprint has the audacity to charge $2.50 per download. What in the world? That's assuming, of course, that you sign up for a monthly plan. Now, without the plan, Sprint charges 2 cents per kilobyte of data. So a single song could conceivably cost like over 20 bucks. A tech analyst was quoted on Yahoo News saying the system was, quote, way overpriced. Wow, is that all it takes to be a tech analyst? I could do that. Still, this is inspiring more direct-to-phone music download services, with Singular and Verizon already planning to launch their own next year. In related news, I'm planning my own service. If you actually pay 20 bucks for a Ricky Martin single, I'll personally come to your house and punch you in the face. The UK Sci-Fi Channel recently polled 1,500 nerds to find out who's the greatest fantasy hero of all time. The winner, drumroll please, Harry Potter. England. England. Why do you make it so easy to make fun of you? The barely pubescent Gandalf beat out the likes of Han Solo, Batman, Yoda, Spider-Man, Neo, and even Spock for the title. Sci-Fi Channel reps credit this to the fact that Potter's a homegrown creation. Potter, who's only been around since the late 90s, also beat out fellow Brit Doctor Who, who's been boring people to death since the 1960s. But come on, people! Harry Potter, the best fantasy hero of all time? The kid fights the same villain every book. Ooh, something bad happened at Hogwarts. Wonder who did it. Maybe it's Voldemort, just like it was the last 8 times. Man, no wonder it took a Kiwi to do Lord of the Rings right. No, I'm fine. I've simmered down. And finally, NASA, in a desperate fight for relevance, is claiming that an asteroid may buzz our collective tower in 2029. But don't worry, they're on the case. Although the rock is expected to just barely miss Earth in 2029, our gravitational pull may change its course enough to put it on target for a collision during its next pass in 2036. Now, if this happens, NASA scientists are working on ways to deflect it before it impacts. Even though the asteroid isn't big enough to cause mass extinction, it would still mess us up pretty bad. So what is this grand scheme to protect us all? Attack of the Show's own Bothan spies managed to obtain these data tapes. Hey, it's not gonna hit until 2036, so they have a little time to iron out the details. Just give them a chance. And that's the feed. What else do you want? What do you want?
Come on, that was brilliant. We could have done the asteroids joke. All right, all right. Once we come back from a quick oil bath, Droid Maker author Michael Rubin explains the inner workings of George Lucas. Dirty.
The Feed is brought to you by Volkswagen. On the road of life, there are passengers and there are drivers.
Yesterday may have been Halloween, but you're going to have to wait until Thursday to truly know the meaning of the word fear. Why? Glad you asked. Because it's the Verizon Broadband Battle Day. That's why we're playing Fear, the game that adds a little something extra to the first-person shooter experience. That's something. Pants-filling scares. Yeah, I said it. To register, just go to our website and click on Join Our LAN Party. That's where you get all the details and the links to get started. And, of course, we'll see you Thursday for the old LAN Party. Now, Michael Rubin is the author of the new book, Droid Maker. It's a look at how Lucasfilm not only changed the lives of anyone born in the 70s or 80s, or even the 90s for that matter, but it changed the entertainment industry as we know it. Michael, welcome to the show.
Thanks for having me.
So, okay, Droid Maker.
Yeah.
The question everybody has is when this third wheel retracts, when he goes from driving to flying.
Yeah.
I mean, was that real hard for you to get down? Did you have any problems when you were constructing him?
Yeah, okay, so the name maybe wasn't perfect. People have asked me how hard it was to build R2. And,
that's what I was like, Droid Maker, sweet. What parts did you use?
Yeah, how many pieces in that kit?
Actually, and I'm really glad to say it, far more interesting, and no disrespect to the man who put R2 together, far more interesting than just the construction of a prop.
Thank you.
Lucas really affected a lot of people.
He did. Well, I think that it's hard to believe that someone who has done as much as he has with technology could have done something else bigger that has eclipsed all of his success with that. And who could have imagined that Star Wars would be such a big thing?
Yeah, and that's kind of it's almost sad in a way because you're right. It does overshadow it in the sense that if you're not aware of the man, which hopefully everybody will buy this and become aware.
Yeah.
But if you're not aware, it's almost easy to say, well, okay, you know, his last few movies, the scripts were this and that, the other. He makes films, and you almost dismiss him as this guy who made 3 great movies back then. But you don't really have any idea of what he contributed to not just to film, but to entertainment in general.
Well, it's remarkable. I mean, when people think of technology and George Lucas, they think of the special effects in the films, and of course they're remarkable. But the developments that came out of the company in the 80s, in particular, affect us in high definition. The fact that we have high def in video game technology,
sure,
and of course the ability to sit at your personal computer and make films.
Right.
That was a dream that George had before even American Graffiti.
But what's interesting is that for a guy that pushes tech so much, you know, and this is even in the opening pages of the book, you know, he kind of says, look, I'm not a technology buff. I'm not, you know, I really don't know. I don't play computers. I write, you know, he writes on notepads. He does his scripts on notepads. So it's like, is the guy just being modest, or is he really just not a techie?
No, he's really not a techie. And that's what, I mean, I think it was one of the things that interested me in writing the book. It's like, why would someone who isn't a techie, who doesn't surf the internet, be so seminal in all this digital media that we have today?
Right.
I needed to know, so I dug in.
So now, did you stalk him? Did you hang outside of his limo with a poster and scream, "I love you, George"? Give me some info.
Please. No, I had worked at Lucasfilm in the '80s, and so I had a special appreciation for the kind of work that had gone on there. I was the expert on the Edit Droid and the Sound Droid, two of the projects he had invented there. But even when I was there, I couldn't figure out why would the guy have a private research group developing new technologies, and it was fascinating to me to go back and dig up the story.
Yeah, you go through and you look at some of these photos of like the Edit Droid that you worked on, which is essentially, it's like the precursor to anything that is edited today. It's like one of our avid, you're going to edit on something that isn't film, I promise. And,
that's right.
Is it bittersweet because it was so ahead of its time that it didn't hit and wasn't successful like as an actual product? Or?
Well, yeah. At some point in the Edit Droid's life, they decided to try to sell it and commercialize the product, and it didn't. It was too far ahead of its time. But if you think of it more as a technology demonstration of what like at a World's Fair someday in the future, this is what we're going to edit like. It's exactly what we do. We sit down and we have a display like that and the big wide screen in front of you, and
the
that's
team
what
was spot on.
Yeah,
they were spot
totally.
on.
So there were other products back then that were electronic, but this really was predictive of what we would be doing 20 years later, 30 years later.
And it's easy because you say, people do know all the special effects. Clearly, they're like, well, that's how he changed filmmaking. But, he changed it in so many ways, and it's not just filmmaking. That's what's so fascinating to learn. Like even video games.
Yeah.
I was a fan of Lucasfilm games, but they had the first massively multiplayer game, right?
In fact, they invented the idea. Well, before there was AOL, it was a company called Quantum, and they worked with Lucasfilm to say what would happen if you had internet hooked up to a computer and video games, what would it be like? And the Lucasfilm researchers came up with this idea of an immersive experience where you went online and characters talked. They invented the idea of the avatar. This is also from Lucasfilm, and people generally wouldn't know that.
I was once in a preteen Chewbacca chat room. I thought it was the game. Turns out, far more entertaining when you actually play Habitat.
Scary.
If there's one thing when you were done, actually putting this book together, is there one thing that you can say that surprised you or that that really kind of shocked you about the man himself?
Well, I didn't realize how much he wasn't a technology guy himself. That this wasn't from his personal passion. He just wanted to have these cool tools. I think if he could have gone to the store and bought them, he would have been fine with that. But they didn't exist, and so he had to invent them.
Right.
I was really surprised about his relationship with another great filmmaker, Francis Ford Coppola,
yes.
who was his buddy and was very technological, and together they inspired each other. I think if there was a digital revolution, these guys are the architects of the revolution. The Lenin and Trotsky of a radical revolution that has helped us all today.
And it's such a fantastic tale, and I know you're going to hang around, maybe take some phone calls from our viewers out there?
Sure.
All right, Michael, thank you so much for coming on the old Red Couch.
Thank you very much.
Fascinating read. Michael will be signing copies of Droid Maker tonight at the Borders Bookstore in Pasadena, California, and tomorrow night at Borders in Hollywood. So for more info...
Noon.
Oh, at noon.
Noon tomorrow.
So, noon tomorrow. So for more info, visit droidmaker.com, and again, get on the phone because he's taking your calls. Now, I understand that your toy lightsaber might need some new batteries, but come right back and hurry because we find out if the Sith really do have more fun next. On the next Attack of the Show, human beatbox master Kid Beyond will use his mouth to make sounds people actually want to hear, unlike me. And we get a look at Condemned for the Xbox 360 with Alias, Lost, and, oh, what do you know, Condemned star Greg Grunberg. We think we might like this next-gen thing after all. And finally, we battle throngs of WoW fans at the first ever BlizzCon. Wait a second, how many people constitute a throng anyway? Oh, whatever. It's the next Attack of the Show. Level up. The book is Droid Maker. We're here with author Michael Rubin taking some calls. You ready for this?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. Ryan joins us on the phone. Are you there, Ryan?
Yeah.
How's it going?
Good, you?
Doing very well. You have a question?
Yes, I was just wondering how long it took to actually finish Star Wars A New Hope.
Well, it took a long time. I mean, if you count in the years of writing, I mean, George had been working on the script for many years before they actually started production. But it was a number of years. Just getting the effects done and recording all the sounds was probably about 2.5 years. It's
not bad for that time, though.
Yeah, it was hard. I mean, it was a lot of work.
Definitely. We have Jason on the phone from Johnson City. Are you there, Jason?
Yeah.
You have a question for Dr. Droid Maker?
Of course. During the original trilogy, what was your personal favorite effect Lucasfilms had to do for it?
Wow. I have to say,
Was it the laser blast? Tell me, it was laser blast number 15?
No, it's the lightsabers, I think. I mean, the lightsabers are remarkable. They're so simple, and yet they were almost impossible to do digitally. They're a really great effect. Of course, it's because it's working with the sound. But actually, I think the opening shot is really my favorite shot in the whole movie, where the little rebel ship is flying, and then the giant Imperial cruiser's coming along, and your seat starts shaking with the low-frequency sounds.
You realize you're in for an epic ride.
Yeah, and that was a very hard shot for them to do. It was probably one of the reasons that they actually went forward and built all these computers to try to make special effects. It had 36 different elements. It took them almost a year to do. 9 months of work and $1 million, and it almost didn't come together. So it's a great, when you see it, it just came together so perfectly.
Excellent. Michael, thank you so much.
Thanks, it's
again,
great to be
and congrats
here.
on the book.
Thank you.
Now, standing in the same room as Emperor Palpatine and Darth Vader, kind of an iffy prospect. One wrong look and you're a gasping pile of Imperial officer on the floor is what you are. We, however, were lucky enough to be granted an audience with the Sith Lords at Lucasfilm's new headquarters in San Francisco and left still breathing. Ah, Star Wars. This opening is always so comforting. We traveled to the new serene Lucasfilm headquarters at the Presidio in San Francisco for the release of Episode 3 on DVD.
I'm a bit sad. It was nice to make a Star Wars movie every 2 years, which I've been doing really over the last 10. And I love working with George and the guys. We know the movies are huge and everything else, but going back to them, it's always like going back to these people who want to get a small independent movie together. It's so strange to have played him at his oldest when I was, as it were, at my youngest.
You survived.
But the interesting thing about being able to pick him up when he was younger is to be able to use my face as his mask.
Now you will experience the full power of the dark side.
All of my scenes with Ian were, one, just great to do because he's such a fine actor and I learned a lot from him. I'd spent a lot of time sort of training and learning the choreography to the Obi-Wan Anakin fight. And Ewan and I had just sort of built it up in our heads so much so that I think it's both of our favorites.
I have failed you, Anakin. From my point of view, the Jedi are evil.
I had sort of begged and pleaded when I found out that, Darth was going to make an appearance at the end of the movie, that if I could be in the costume, that would be great. And they were kind enough to build a costume that I could fit in.
We asked if either the Emperor or Anakin will make a return to Star Wars in the new television series.
I somehow feel I won't be asked because the idea, in as far as it's formed yet, and as far as I understand it, is to follow the characters who haven't yet been prominent.
I don't really think I'd want to come and do a TV show where I got dressed up in a big black suit. Flashbacks, yeah, maybe I come back as an apparition or something.
You are part of the Rebel Alliance and a traitor. Take it away!
Definitely at some point I will sit down and watch the entire saga, which I look forward to doing. But right now it's still a little fresh for me, and I think I sort of need to leave it behind me before I can go and revisit it again.
Lord Vader.
Yes, Master.
Rise.
The Emperor really cleans up nice when he wants to. Who knew? Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, is out on DVD today. I foresee you will be getting it soon. I have also foreseen you remaining in your seats because we'll be wrapping things up when we get back. But before that, what more can George Lucas inflict on the audience? Funny you should ask.
Don't forget, tonight is WWE Taboo Tuesday at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, live and only on pay-per-view. And when you order, you'll also get a free month of WWE 24/7 online. And to one of today's lucky callers, we're giving away a copy of WWE WrestleMania, the complete anthology. And I kid you not, it's 21 DVDs. That's a lot of mania, wrestling or otherwise. It's a lot of mania.
It's a lot of mania,
21
Kevin.
DVDs worth.
Oh
What's
my
going on in the
gosh.
chat room? Is it manic?
Yeah, it's freaking nuts. First one wants to know, can't outrun a duck, as his name wants to know. What electronic device would the host like to take into a field and smash?
Oh, you want to take it?
Electronic device I would like to smash.
Yeah? Yeah?
If I said it, Okay, you start.
All right, I have a Radium 61 keyboard. It's by, I think it's by MIDI Man now. The company changes names. And the pitch modulation wheel on it is totally busted. So whenever I record a song, it fluctuates, and I hate it. I want to smash it.
Oh, okay.
All right, that's it.
Okay.
Time.
Never mind my answers. Thanks to our guests, Michael Rubin and Chris Gore. See you guys tomorrow.
Computers on Attack of the Show provided by Intel. Game on. Power up. Take control with the Intel Pentium Processor Extreme Edition.